Thanks for joining me back in the garage, and we're on heater panels again. Now, I don't know if anybody's followed my videos in the past, but we've had a couple of these heater panels and we've put them in the house. Now, I tell you, through the winter, it has been amazing. We've saved at least a third in our heating costs. Efficient, you can turn them on and off. We've used smart plugs on a couple of these and it's worked like a dream, really has. Nice and warm in the living room, subtle heat constantly coming from the corner of the room there, just keeping it nice. So it's been amazing. It really has made a big difference to the way we've heated our house. The ultimate goal is to do the solar panel system. So we're going to build these heaters in and around the house, and then eventually we'll link it all up to a ring and put it onto a solar panel system that's going to heat the house. That's my goal. But the beauty of this is we don't have to do that all in one go without massive expense. We can build these in bit by bit, one at a time, and then eventually put the solar system in. This one here is slightly different to the ones that have fitted in the past. I'll show you the link to the video of the ones that we put in. We put one in the loft room, one in the garage, and we've got the far infrared heater bar in the conservatory. This is one of these lovely panels that's quite discreet, but this one is a smart one, so this one will work off the Wi-Fi. You can use it through the Smart Life app. Let's get it out of the box. It looks identical to the others, barring it's got a little remote control. Yeah, got everything out of the box. That's what we need. Let's have a look. Now this is a lovely little 600 by 600. This one will be going in the downstairs utility. But how lovely are these? They are. Oh, I love them. I think they are so subtle and so discreet. You can put them on the walls, hide them, hang them on the ceiling, whatever. And look at that. Very, very thin, very light. Now what you get on this one, you've got mountings on the back. We've got a plug, again, exactly the same as the other one. But inside the little box here, we've got some magic that will connect to your Wi-Fi, and then it uses the remote control here as a room thermostat. So a little remote control there. Wherever you leave that in the room, it senses the heat and turns the heater panel on and off to regulate the heat in the room. So it'll do that from the remote control, and you can also connect it to the Wi-Fi and you can set it up through that, so you can work it from your phone and stuff as well. But to be fair, this is the little kiddie that we'll be really using with that one. I'll set it up, set the temperature, what I want it in that room, and this will just constantly regulate it and just leave it to do its thing. It needs a couple of batteries in the back, a couple of AAAs. Okay, we'll pop those in. And there we go, we're all up and running. We can set the clock on it and set the heat and the temperature and everything else. I'll drop the info in the video of how to set this up in the Smart Life app. And let's have a really close look at this panel. Look, they really are put together nicely. Aluminium backing, aluminium mountings. Got a nice, say, control panel, nice moulded plug and everything there as well. This one here, it's only 350 watts when it's kicking out. So it's so efficient. It's really, really efficient, and it gives a lovely heat, and it should be perfect for the job that we need it to do. So the eventual plan is to run these smart heaters off their own individual rings connected to a single thermostat, an electronic remote thermostat that we can put in the room of choice, whichever one you want to heat to the right temperature. So the panels themselves will just be switched on and off by this external thermostat. Now the ring that we're going to connect that to will be powered by the solar system and also on a mains backup. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do. So we've got to keep that in mind as we're fitting them. But as long as we've got a circuit that we can connect up eventually to the single source, then yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a really easy switch over, and these are going to be really discreet and save us a fortune in electricity. So over here I've got one more 1200 by 600 panel. That along with this one and the one that we've got already is going to be enough to heat the whole of the downstairs. As long as your house is pretty well insulated, the heat stays around, and this gives off a heat that seems to stick. It seems to stay low down around the living room. Well, you don't really need one in every room. It depends on the layout of your house. It depends on where you stay and where you want your heat. But for us, we don't really have the radiators on upstairs in the bedrooms. We have those turned right down because we don't like to go upstairs and have a baking hot bedroom. We have the dog that sleeps in the bedroom. She gets puffing and panting. If it gets too hot, she overheats. So we have to keep the bedroom nice and cool. So yeah, once the downstairs warmed up, just the heat that rises keeps the upstairs a bit cooler, but at a nice temperature. It's absolutely fine for the way that we normally live. So these heaters downstairs, and we've got the one right up in the loft to keep the, because that does get cold in the loft space, but with this up there, it does keep it nice and warm. But the actual upstairs, the second floor of the house, is generally kept warm by the heaters downstairs. One that's going to make a really big difference is here in the outside toilet utility. I had this old oil heater out here. It is quite a cold room, this one. And in the winter, if you don't heat it, it does freeze. So always need to have a heater out here. This one can go now, and we're going to put a lovely panel on the wall there. I mean, look at the difference this is going to make. You know, when you got this big old oil heater out here, and you're sitting on here, and you burn your leg. Oh, you're fried. So yeah. And it has happened, I must tell you. So once this is out of the way, and we've got that nice discreet heater on the wall there, it's going to be lovely. Oh yeah, look at that. That's going to look delightful, isn't it? Really nice, really sweet, out of the way. Perfect. Let's get that on the wall. We've just got to make sure we get those distances right on the screws on the back. So from hole to hole, it's exactly 30 centimetres. So 10 plus 30 is 40, which is just there, right on that joint there. Oh, we have to just go right, literally right on the joint. So we've got one there, and that one's going to have to go just slightly over a tad to there. So one there and one there. Not bad shout. Let's drill some holes. Right, got the drill, got a drill bit, 7mm this one is for the brown wall plugs. Got a screw, so I just need to make sure we get the depth right. So if I put that to the screw, you can see we're going all the way to the end of the threads on the twist. So that's how deep we've got to go with. So big old screw. Got it on hammer. Start with that one. This one should go straight through the tile as well. We've got to start off nice and gentle though. So gentle pressure and it will break the glaze and start to dip through the tile. You don't have to have a tile drill. This is just a normal masonry drill bit. There we go, we're in. Pop the plugs in. I'll give them a tap. And then we can pop these screws in as well. We don't want to go all the way, we need a little gap at the back. Lovely. We could put bottom screws in as well if you want to put it all four and have it really tight to the wall. To be fair, that ain't going nowhere for me. I'm quite happy with that. On the side of the control panel there, we've got an on-off switch. We can see the lights flashing at the minute, so it's looking for Wi-Fi. We'll give the wall a quick wipe down, and then we'll get the phone and we'll download the Smart Life app. So go to your app store on your phone, and we're going to search for Smart Life. So search bar, and then we go Smart Life in the box at the top. We press get, and a get again, and it'll take us into the app. We install it. You can see it loading there. Open it up. Agree the terms there. Then we've got to sign up and create an account, which is dead straightforward. Just pop your email address in there, click I agree, and then it will send you a verification code through your email. Whack that in and create a password. Click OK on that one there, and it would like to use your Bluetooth, so we'll go OK again. Press the done button and then add the device. Search there into small home appliances, and it's the heater at the top with Wi-Fi. That's the one we're after, so we click on that. Then we just got to click on 2.4 gigahertz because that's what ours is. And then you've got to connect to your Wi-Fi of your house, so just put your code in and then you can check that there. You see the fast blink on that? Click on that, confirming it. It'll search for it. And it took about 15 seconds for it to find it. Carbon crystal heating panel, click the done button and takes you through to your main screen. You've got the on off switch at the bottom left hand corner. You've got your mode, which takes you to smart, auto and done. You need to make sure you've got that on auto if you're not going to set days and weeks. And then you just press the set temperature button up and down to regulate whatever temperature you want the room to be at. So we're connected to the Wi-Fi now, and the light's not blinking anymore, it's gone solid. We can adjust the temperature now through the app. Also, we've got the remote control now. To connect the remote control, just got to power it up. We press and hold the positive and the negative together, and we are now connected. It's saying the current temperature in here is 18 degrees. We can adjust that up or down. We can set the time, press and hold down the M button. It's flashing 12 hours on there. We can go between 12 and 24. Well, I'm going to go for 24. I press OK. And then we can just set the time, which at the minute is 10:42. There we go, that's all set up, raring to go. But there we go, one panel on the wall. We can adjust the temperature with the remote control. Target temperature now is saying 22 degrees. So let's just see what happens, because we're at 16.6 according to this in here at the minute. And this should, oh, it's warming up already. Oh yes, here we go. Oh, I should be sitting on here in them winter months. Look at the legroom we've got as well now. No big clumsy heater here. It looks so nice and discreet. Really pleased with that. Oh yes, lovely. Here it comes. This thing now, you just leave it on the side. It uses minimal power. This should last 3-4 months, the battery in there. And you just put it wherever you want it to regulate the heat. So in here, if I put it on top of the toilet system there, as soon as it gets up to temperature in here, we know that it's not going to be freezing and cold or whatever. That's just going to keep clicking in and out, warming the place up, keeping everything at a nice roasty, toasty heat. There is just one thing that you need to be sort of aware of, and that's that the Wi-Fi system on this panel isn't compatible with Alexa. So I do use Alexa on some of the other panels, but that's using a smart plug. So the ones without the Wi-Fi, I'll connect them through a smart plug and then use the Alexa to switch those on and off. So yeah, definitely something to be aware of. Doesn't it look lovely though? Nice and discreet. Let's move on to the living room and get that one sorted. Right, so here we are in the living room, and this is my old radiator cover. Behind here is the central heating radiator. It's a big old one that goes all the way across. Want to do away with one of these panels here and put the infrared heater panel behind it. So the actual radiator behind is going to be able to produce heat from half of the panel when the central heating's on in the house, but this side is just going to be for the electric one. Hopefully it's going to be as good as the one at the other side of the living room, and it's going to reduce the amount of time that we put the actual central heating on for the whole of the house, and we can just concentrate on keeping this small area warm where we actually reside in. So let's get this panel off. I made this 20 years ago. Hopefully it'll come off. It's not been off for a long while, so I don't know what's going to be behind it. There might be something lurking behind there. We'll take the mesh off, put the panel in behind, put a little bracket in, and then put it all back on again. Let's get this cover off the wall. Got to remove all the artifacts off there first, then get the screws out. Got a few screws around the outside. Unfortunately, the one in the bottom left-hand corner, the head snapped off it, and there was just a stub there, which is making life a bit difficult down here. Turns out there was a bit of a leak on the central heating system, which had corroded the screw and made it break. But anyway, oh, it looks a bit scary behind there. Look at all that. Oh, that's been buried for such a long while. Right, let's get to work. Get the hoover out, suck all them cobwebs up and any dead spiders that might be lurking down there. You can see we've got this wire there ready for the power. Right, we're in. Let's get this panel off and get the new heater in. This is just held on with a few screws in the back. We'll just whiz those out. Mesh out the way. And in with the new heater panel. We'll just get that lined up so it's about right. That looks pretty good. Just got to make some little brackets up now to fasten that to the back of this. I've got a couple of little L brackets. We'll just rivet those together to make a nice clamp. Right, I've just got a box of packers. I'll just get the right size to make that nice and solid. A little thicker than the blue. Red, the thick one. Yeah, that's perfect. So a red packer in there. Let's get that screwed down. Panels in, plugged there. Let's get it plugged in back on the wall. We'll lift it back up again, and we've got the Amazon Smart plug there that's going to work with our Alexas, so it's going to work like a dream. We'll get the cover back in, get all the screws back through, get the little socket on the end there. Yeah, no one will ever know we've been there. Look, there we go. Yeah, that's nice.
That's what I reckon.
That's what I reckon as well. What are you on about, Sarah? Yeah, pleased with that. That's gone in a treat, and that does look nice. Nice and discreet, hidden out of the way. Yeah, really pleased with how that's come on. Let's get the rest of the furniture back in. So there we have it, all nicely finished off. Everything's back where it should be, and we can just give it the Alexa, turn on the bay heater.
Okay. Also, I found a routine that announces the weather and plays music when you stop your alarm in the morning. Do you want to turn it on?
No. So yeah, that's warming up nicely. Absolutely lovely. And yeah, really controllable, nice and easy. And we can just do it with the voice commands. Or we've got this nice little control centre on the wall. I do love this Alexa, it's amazing. And then we've got all his heaters and everything in his home favourites. We can just turn them on and off with the touchscreen. So just one thing to mention as far as powering these up. The two in the living room are now on the same ring, so that when I do go for solar, I can easily connect those together through the thermostatic room controller, and then I haven't got to do any more work. So that's that sorted. The one that's on the Wi-Fi, that's not going to be on the ring for the heaters, because that is a Wi-Fi controlled one. That sits and works on its own. It doesn't really interconnect with these other ones. So if you are doing a full ring of the heaters that are going to be on your solar panel system, or you just want them on an independent thermostat, a room controlled thermostat, all by itself, you need to use these panels which haven't got the Wi-Fi connectivity in them. Personally, I prefer these ones. I prefer the ones without the Wi-Fi connectivity, using the Alexa plugs and or the room thermostat to switch them on and off. Just my personal preference. I hope this video's been of use to you. If you have enjoyed it, then drop me a little thumbs up, like and subscribe. I'm really pleased with that. Roll on the summer when we get some solar panels. Looking forward to that one. Stay tuned. We'll see how we get on. Thanks for watching.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.